100%. Cheers.
We are rolling. We're here. Bertrand is in Austin, and joining us today, we're very excited, is one of our absolute favorite comics, one of the best comics working today. You can see his new special that's been out. It's called Live from the Mothership. It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Brian Simpson, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen to that round of applause.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you remember the first time you met me?
No.
I do.
Wait a minute. Well, no, you remember the first time you met me.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because I didn't like you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, no, because it's you. And I know now that I know you, I just know that you're not like this fucking sparkle razzle dazzle guy. You're like a hi.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm probably neurodivergent in some way that they had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say autistic, but like it's something. My interactions be real clinical.
Yeah.
You know, because I mind my business. You know, like the first time I met Joe was with Tom, right? Remember the main room in the green room?
Yeah.
And they got to talking, and I put my headphones on because I was like, oh, what they talking about ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was like it was secret time. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like, if whatever they talking about get out, I don't want them to be like, you know what, that little nigga sitting over there. So I just put my headphones on.
Dude, I love the way your mind works.
Yeah, but to other people, that looks like rude, right? Like,
I get it. Yeah,
why you sitting here with your headphones on like some kind of weirdo?
Because you
like,
never think of someone's perspective being like that.
Right. But I'm
yeah,
just like,
but you also, the way you socialize, see, I relate to the way you socialize a lot.
yeah, that's what
You guys are
alone.
so fucking similar. It's ridiculous.
Bro, honestly, so often Tom and I will have the same exact angle on something.
Yeah.
Really?
That we've never spoken about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, but the first time I saw him, I was like, yeah, he was one of the people that I was like, this guy's really funny. And I told people right away, I was like, you got to see this guy.
Yeah.
I heard you on that Two Bears. I was in, I was in LA. I was in LA at the time. It was right around the pandemic, I think.
It was a few years ago. For sure.
And you had never heard of me. You met me, you never heard of me, and then you did Two Bears. And I was like, he still never heard of me. And then throughout the whole thing, you brought me up once, and he just went past. He was like, yeah, whatever. And then I tried to become friends again, and I was like, hey, does Brian have a big head? Because I have a size 8 head. I have a lot of hats I can give him. And you just were like, I don't think he'd be interested. And I was like, how fucking hard do I gotta try to get these guy to fuck with me?
No. I'll fuck
beer?
with you, Bert. You know what I'm saying? I'll always be grateful for both of y'all because, you know, especially, well, you, Tom, and Christina, because, you know, Tom and Christina went out of their way to help me when, like, there was nothing, you know, they got nothing out of it, you know?
It's the best time to help somebody.
I know, but it was like, that doesn't happen often, or it wasn't happening often at the time, you know? So they just helped me for no reason other than I was funny.
It's weird, because, like, okay, there's people I've helped in their career that have said to me, hey, thank you very much. But then sometimes, like, do you ever feel like it's still not enough? Where you go like, I kind of need you to say that a little more often.
I was totally thinking the opposite when you said that. Because this is like, Bert has such, oh my God, it's such an interesting peek into someone's psyche. First of all, he's like, just start from the beginning. He goes, do you remember when you met me? Yeah. Most people don't say that.
Right.
Like, he's like, what are your memories of meeting me? And then he's like, I tried to get you to like me. I don't like that. I didn't feel it right away. And now he's talking about essentially being like a charitable person, being like, yeah, I need a little more fucking feedback.
No, you know what it is though? It's like, you have to remember that most shit ain't really about you.
That's very
like
true.
When you make, because you can have a lot of animosity when you make shit is about you that isn't.
Yes.
You know what it's like?
Yes.
It was like, because it felt like a slight, but it wasn't even about you at all. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I just don't be thinking about it. I'm so oblivious to certain shit.
But you seem like when you say this stuff, like I'm serious. One of the things is like, I always thought you're super funny, but you also seem like wise beyond your years. Like you you have like a very healthy perspective on things. And I think what you're saying right now, that's what they teach you in like self-help books.
Yeah. Well, I'm good at saying wise shit, but I don't be living by it.
No? Okay, good. Well, that's why you're a good comic.
I'm more any than you know, Socrates. You know,
Yeah,
I'd be out here doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's even worse for me because people would be expecting me to make wise decisions, and they're like, "You bought what?"
Yeah, yeah.
You bought what?
You love gadgets and shit.
Man, too much.
What's like some of the? Because I bet you have shit that like all of us hear about, right? You actually go and get it.
Yeah, I have a. Well, I'm big into gaming now, right? So I have a super ultra wide 53-inch Samsung model. It's like a curved joint, so you feel like you in a cockpit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's probably my.
Your indulgence.
Yeah.
And you have like Oculus and all, like you have like VR headsets.
I got all that shit, and I don't even use most of the shit sometimes.
You got me to buy Oculus.
Oculus was dope, right?
Do you remember you came over to my house and you're like, "Can I show you something you're gonna really love?" And I was like, "Yeah."
How is this?
It's pretty good. It's actually really good. I'm surprised. You can get these in the gas stations in here in Texas, and they are. It's like a michelada.
Yeah.
What, the seasoning is in the cup?
It's on the rim
and
there.
then you pour you're supposed to pour the whole thing in, but I have high blood pressure, so I was like, I'm not gonna pour
the
whole thing in.
You get here. Where's the?
I'm gonna fuck with
Right
it.
here.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
Here, you want to open it for him?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you put me on Oculus, and I immediately that day I bought one, and then Isla and I were at the beach, and we were going fucking. I mean, it was wild. You could go scuba diving, and it felt like scuba diving.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy.
I was scuba diving, and I was holding my breath. Like I was holding my fucking breath, and then you can go. We went on a balloon ride, a hot air balloon ride.
Yeah, one of those.
Have you ever been on a hot air balloon, Brian?
No.
Do you have any interest in doing a hot air balloon ride?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do you do roller coasters and shit too? Or no?
Oh yeah, I love roller coasters.
For real?
Oh my god. Yeah, hell yeah.
Like what's your favorite
Bro,
roller
we
coaster?
should do a travel show where we go ride all the top ones in the fucking country.
He's done that show.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You'd be shocked how unfulfilling that is.
He also told me that there is a disproportionate amount of neurodivergent people that love them.
Right, like trains. No.
Yeah, trains and roller coasters.
It's the craziest thing. Autistic kids love roller coasters.
Love it, dude. I love it.
They like getting locked in and then being on the tracks.
Dude, in fact, I had a homie that he was in the Marine Corps with me. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and it was his daughter's birthday, and they were going to what's near LA? Is it Six Flags or
Six Flags?
Yeah, Six
Magic
Flags.
Mountain.
So he was taking his daughter to Six Flags for her birthday, but he hadn't seen me in a long time, and it was also my birthday. So he was like, "Yo, come through the Six Flags, let's hang with the family." And so him and his wife was doing this thing where they split up with the kids, and so. It just happened to be the configuration was his youngest daughter wanted to ride the teacup, so she can't get on the big ride. So he took her so he could have some one-on-one daddy time with the daughter. But the teenager whose birthday it was me, her, and her mother. And we were waiting on what the fuck is the name of that roller coaster?
Superman.
The X,
The
X something.
X is one over in the corner with
X2.
Yeah,
X2.
The X2 is crazy, Tom.
Really?
You can't even tell what direction you're going sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And the wait was like 2.5 hours. People, it was spraying all that shit. Now, and we got close to the front.
Flames come up. It's wild.
Yeah, we get close to the front of the line, and the daughter gets scared, and because I'm hearing shit. See, that's the other thing. I hear it. I look like I'm not paying attention, but I be picking up on shit. So I picked up on the fact that the daughter was whispering to the mother that like she didn't want to get on it. But then the mother came up to me and acted like she was sick, because she didn't want me to be blame the daughter for, and she was like, yeah, so like I ain't feeling well, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of line. But she said it in such a way where she like expected all of us to get out of line.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here, bitch. I'm about to get on this roller coaster.
I've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah, like this ain't my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got on that motherfucker, man, and they never did. They was waiting for me when I got
it's
off.
a
2
wild
hours.
ride.
I was like, hey man, and I'm getting back on. I'm getting back in line.
We did it. I did roller coasters a bunch as a kid, like because we lived
Why
near.
you stop?
I mean, just I don't know,
Pussy.
man. Yeah.
I feel like your boys wild. They'll love a roller coaster.
Nah, what they do is they talk mad shit and then they get up front and they're like, what's up? This seems fucking dangerous. Like, yeah, they totally tap out. We took them to fucking Disneyland. I was like, what do you guys want to do? They're like, the teacups.
Oh,
We got on the teacups. And then we had to we got them on other rides, but they were like, I don't know about this. It's dark in here. Like they were panicking.
I love the danger. Like I love it when you ever get on a roller coaster and when you get to a certain part and you're like, damn, if my arm was sticking out a little more,
Yes.
I would have lost an arm.
It's called. There's a term for it. It's called proximity thrill. I think there's an exact term for it where they get things so close that you feel like it's going to hit you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things.
Dude, Space Mountain, which is like, there's a lot crazier roller coasters, but the fact that it's dark in there so you don't see what's happening, the whole time you're like, I'm going to get decapitated. That's what you just keep thinking the whole time you're there, because you feel that it's right above your head and you can't see it. So the whole time you actually feel like you're going to lose a limb.
I know so much about stupid fucking roller coasters. Like I have so many terms in my head. Like I could tell you how much they paid for X2. I had to interview the guy who built it. It's crazy. Like, but my favorite ride at Magic Mountain is Superman. Superman. It is a straight.
It's fantastic.
It's like it was the air compression ride that shoots you up, and then you get a moment of free fall, and then you come back down. You get a moment of weightlessness, and then you get a moment of free fall.
Yeah. So the top roller coaster in the world is one of those.
Were you talking about top roller coaster? I mean,
so they go back and forth between the one in
Top Thrill Dragster in Cedar Point
and the one in China. The one is in another country.
There's another one. There's another one in New Jersey.
The drag, something right in Jersey. It's at Busch Gardens, right?
No, in Jersey at Six Flags.
Six Flags, okay, yeah.
And that's the taller one of the two, and it is fucking crazy. You want to hear? I mean, listen, I could tell roller coaster stories for hours. The Top Thrill Dragster. You can find this footage. And you'll be blown away. I got something called a rollback. So it's a ride that takes off at I think you can take off at like 86 miles an hour. You just take off flying, and then it shoots you up 560 feet. And then type in Top Bert the Conqueror, Top Thrill Dragster rollback. And it shoots you up over the thing, goes real slow at the top, and then you drop down the other side. Well, it's an air compression ride, so if you wait too long, the air starts leaking out, and it doesn't have what it needs to take to shoot you up over the top. And so I got to the top, and mine fucking stalled, and it got stuck, and I started losing my shit because I didn't want to be stuck at 510 feet in the air, and we rolled backwards. Scroll forward, scroll in, scroll. This is, keep going. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Watch. We go up to the, no, go back a little bit. You missed it. Okay, this is me going forward. Okay. And then we get up to the top, and then it fucking stops.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my, oh.
Oh shit!
And we rolled backwards. I didn't know that you could roll backwards. They sent us up again. It happened 3 fucking times.
So why
it happened 3 fucking times?
Why is this happening?
I was so mad. I was so fucking mad.
Is somebody making a mistake, or is this some shit happening sometimes?
Are you really crying there?
I was really crying. Yeah, I cried a bunch on this show. So it's the time period they have when they load the ride.
You're so skinny.
I know. I've trimmed my beard differently then too. If they fill it up with like say 1,000 units of air to compress it, but as you wait, all of a sudden that air starts leaking out, and if they don't have the proper amount to push you over the top, you roll back. I rolled back 3 times. They only show 1, I think, on this, but I rolled back 3 fucking times.
Wow!
And I was fucking livid.
Bro, you are fascinating. You have an encyclopedic knowledge of yourself.
Yeah.
You ever know that? Like he knows everything about himself.
Yeah,
I wish I had that level of self
enjoyment. Is your beer fridge feeling a little empty? DoorDash is your door to beer without the run. Whatever drink you're in the mood for, they've got you. Order your alcohol with DoorDash today and drink in the savings. Use code BEARS24 to get 25% off up to $15 value on a $35 minimum subtotal on your next alcohol order for eligible users only. I mean, this is like, why would you leave your house? You're sitting around, you're sitting with friends, you're watching the game, you're hanging out. You don't want to make a run. Have them make the run for you. The alcohol selection on DoorDash is top shelf. With thousands of stores all over the country, you're sure to find what you're looking for and more. Beer, wine, mixers, mocktails, and more can be delivered straight to your door. Save up to 25% off, up to a $15 value when you spend $35 or more with the code BEARS24. So whether you're grabbing drinks for an event or staying in for the night, DoorDash is here to help you have a great evening any evening. Terms apply. Must be 21 or older to order alcohol. Drink responsibly. Delivery and promotions available only in select markets. Game Time makes getting tickets for concerts and events faster and easier, even if you don't buy tickets right away. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to show start time. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying concert tickets. This is the way to go. Whether you're going to a show, a game, anything you want to see live, you have to use Game Time. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. You can save money with exclusive in-app deals on select seats, or save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. Check out their all-in pricing feature that shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code word BEARS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BEARS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
It's like, yeah, like he could give you all the stats.
He does, yeah. He does know all of it.
I know a lot about Bert.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of mine.
You a Bert Spurt.
I love me. I love me some me. Wasn't that Terrell Owens saying?
Yeah.
I love me some me.
Like, do you ever have to pump yourself up? Like, do you ever deal with depression?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's depression. It's more like just anxiety and like kind of like a sense of doubt of I find myself annoying as fuck. Like sometimes I'll listen to myself. If I hear my voice, I go, I fucking hate the sound of my voice. And I'll listen to Two Bears sometimes, and then I'll go like, why the fuck are you? Let Tommy talk. Like it'll drive me nuts, but I can't help it in the moment.
Do you ever do that while it's happening?
No.
See, I do. Like sometimes I'm like, stop talking, be quiet, shut the fuck up, and I can't stop.
You know, I do it to a high degree.
Really?
Yeah, where I completely shut down. You know what I mean? The voice you're talking about, where it's like, don't talk right now, I'll just be in a group and I'll be like, don't talk. And then to the point where someone will be like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with me is that when I'm always in such a good mood and I'm always talkative, that when I stop talking, everyone thinks something's wrong with me. Like there was a period of time when we were doing Rogan, when we were doing like Sober October things, where I actually was like, just stop talking. Like every time you say something, it seems to be either made fun of or it pisses Joe off. And I remember one episode where you guys are three talking and I didn't talk for like, there's got to be a clock. I'm sure it was probably 10 minutes. Yeah. But I didn't talk for like 20 minutes. And I just sat there silent and Joe goes, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm just listening. Like this is what other people do. Why can't I do it every now and then?
Yeah. They think something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I can tell when I exhaust people.
And Joe, when Joe gets pissed, it's kind of like, it was weird. It's like, he's never killed anyone or hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Like in comedy, but it's still like the fear is there that he would flip out and fucking.
Because it's capable, I guess.
Well, there's levels of Joe. I think it is a curious conversation to have because there's the scratch the surface level of Joe where you can get the Joe that goes, yeah, no, leave, walk away. I'm not talking to you. I've seen that Joe. I've seen that happen, and it's like, especially when you know, and then there's the Joe just met you, fun, kind of new to Joe. There's that. Then there's this Joe that we all know where we know him very well.
Yeah.
And so then you can see another level of Joe when you like I've driven Joe fucking bonkers out of his mind before, like just exhausted him. And like he gets frustrated with you and you go, okay, I got to give Joe some space. But then there's this part of Joe when he knows you for a long time, there's a love he has for you where you're never going to get off his fucking out of his love.
Right.
But he's real honest. It's like funny, like I watch people go like, I don't think Joe likes me. I go, he doesn't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know you. Like he doesn't know you. You're not on his radar for him not to like. I know who he doesn't like, and you're not on that fucking list.
Right. Well, look, I know he loves I know he loves both of you. I know he loves me. For sure. Yeah. Because helped me out so many times.
Yeah, he's the greatest, man. I've said it a million times.
Impossible to buy a gift for. It's hard to buy presents for all of y'all because y'all are so successful. You know?
Yeah.
It's like y'all are at the point where like you have all the stuff you want. Mm-hmm. So it's like you gotta buy something they can't get.
Yeah, but you got me an awesome gift. That was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, have y'all used that thing?
I'm talking about the frame.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's what I mean. So I finally got Tom.
What'd you get him?
It was a picture of a moment on his tour that he didn't know, like it was a special moment, and I got with his photographer and was like, and I had it made into like a steel.
It's fucking
thing.
beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
But it was like he never saw it coming.
No.
But that's what I mean. It's like it didn't cost a lot, but it was like
It was thoughtful.
right.
Yeah.
It's difficult. So I feel like I don't like obligatory gifts, but if I ever find the perfect one, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it then. But it's not about like it's your birthday or whatever the fuck. It's just waiting for the moment, because a gift is like a prank, right? It's like you have to know me well enough. That's what a good gift feels like. It's like, you know me.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
the only way you knew to give me that is because you know me. It's like, you can get somebody you can get somebody a gift card,
Yeah.
or some shit, but it's like, give me something that you thought it's thoughtful, you know?
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to look at a gift. I'll tell you why I'm not good at gifts is I only shop for me. Like when I'm shopping, I only think about what I want. Like I go, what are we getting Bert today? Like,
But you've never seen a thing and immediately, or it's just like it's like when you see a meme and you go, oh, Tom would think this is hilarious, and you send it to him immediately. Like you never see something in the store, you're like, oh, that's Tom, or that's Leanne.
No.
Oh wow.
I go, I wonder if they have that in a men's size. Yeah, I only buy for me. Like I'm so bad that at Christmas, every Christmas I have like 12 gifts I've picked up for me because I go out shopping for them and I buy stuff for me. And then I'm always at the last minute on Amazon going, what the fuck do I get my kids? Like I'm bad at buying gifts.
You
I'm
used to
not
have a
good.
bunch of stuff for you.
I buy and I wrap it for me. And then I put it under the tree for me.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's all shit I
And
want.
who's it from? Santa? Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah.
It's like it was like if I to wrap it and wait.
That's the worst part.
I give it to Isla and Georgia to wrap.
Oh, you wrap this.
Yeah, I go, hey, I got you guys something for me. And they're like, oh, thanks, Dad.
Oh, so you don't have to buy me a gift.
Don't buy me a gift. I don't want to know what you're gonna get me. Like, yeah, but then what I do is I don't know. I thought I killed it this year because I was like very selfless. I wasn't drinking around Christmas, so I was like thinking about everyone else, and I bought them all this cool shit. They never like took it with their Georgia didn't take any of it to college with her.
She left it all?
She left it all. Leanne's is still in a box over by my recliner. Like no one touched any of it. And I bought them like thoughtful, fun gifts, and they just were like, nah. They didn't. Leanne's better at buying gifts, but Leanne gives love by giving you service. Like she loves you, and then thinks of you, and then goes, oh, you know what, Brian? Well, I'm sure Leanne's probably sent both of you guys gifts in the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how Leanne shows you love, is to give you gift and a service. I show you love by telling you I love you, and then I go, you know how much I love you. Like you know how much I love you.
Oh,
like, I share it with you, and I share it with everyone around you, and I just celebrate you all the time.
Yeah, you made my day. We were we were backstage at the Black Keys, like maybe a month ago or a few weeks ago, and I saw a motherfucker get knocked out on Instagram, and I walk over to show Joe, and he's FaceTiming with Bert and Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle was like, "Oh shit, that's that nigga Brian Simpson," and it was like it was like
Exactly like that, by the way.
yeah, it was like holy shit, like because we were at Stubbs, and that's where him and Chappelle was doing shows. So he was FaceTiming Chappelle just to be like, look where we at, and he, because I've met Chappelle a whole bunch of times, but that was the first time he like knew who I was.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Bert told me, "Oh yeah, we were talking about you before that call." So it just so happened, you know what I mean?
I said it to Dave, and I said it to you, but you guys have very brilliant brains. That you don't have to be talking about comedy. You can just be talking about life. And I'll sit and listen, and I always will think, how come I don't think like this about life or about other certain things? I just think in comedy sense. And I said to Chappelle that night, I said, can I tell you who you remind me of? He's like, who's that? And I said, this guy Brian Simpson. And he was like, wait, I know who. How do I know him? And I said, yeah. Pulled up your special, showed him the thing in your special. He goes, yeah, I know that guy. And then you showed up in the fucking FaceTime. He's like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, that was perfect.
I thought he would have been like, I think he reminds you of me. I don't remind you.
No, I do feel the same way about your mind though, because when I watch clips of your podcasts, like if on Instagram or something, I see like a clip of you talking just about a life philosophy. I'm always like, man, this is you always have interesting takes. Your perspective is always interesting.
But you know the other side of that? Yeah. It's like I will lose my keys 3 times before I leave the house.
Yeah, but there's a give and a take to that.
Oh yeah, I've accepted it. I've just learned how to live. I've just learned how to live myself. I got backup everything. You know, just because I know how I am. You know, I'll go upstairs to get my keys and be like, oh shit, I forgot my cigarettes, and I go down and I'm like, wait a minute, where my fucking keys go? Yeah. Now I come back and I'm damn, the cigarette. It's like, that's my whole because I feel like I got, you know, like a dog's, like I'm a squirrel. Like as soon as I lock in on something, everything else goes away. It's like my short-term memory just gets wiped. But that's the price to pay to have a unique perspective. I don't know.
100%.
Well, it's like also the craziness of being a comic is like I remember at one point they wanted me to get on like medication because I ruminate about things, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to stop ruminating because that's how I write jokes. Is I just keep going over and over about it in my head. It happens with bad shit too, but like it also happens with jokes, and I don't want to lose the bad shit and then lose the comedy part where I can't ruminate.
You got to deal with both.
But every time I try to get on some medication, it fucked with me. Like, and even the shit that worked, it was like, it's like if my brain's broken in a way where it's like, I describe it like it's like without the meds, it's 1,000-watt bulb that flickers.
Yeah.
But on the meds, it's like it's 100-watt bulb that's always on. You
That's
know what I mean?
a great analogy.
And it's like, this, like, okay, yeah, it's not off, but goddamn, like,
It doesn't shut off.
Yeah, I need those moments. I need those flickers of like high shit.
I wonder if depression and anxiety and OCD and all that shit has increased with our being plugged into this social media landscape and this media landscape. I wonder if there was as much depression when there were just settlers and all they had to do was build a fence.
Nah, man, I think they need to look into it. I think all the depression and anxiety and all that shit started when people started shaving their pussy hair.
Yep.
Because I think there was something about the collective bushes, like gathering, like putting out those pheromones, like millions of women, the bushes holding all the juices, putting out that little bit of shit, but combining and like calming people down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and shaving those off.
Yeah, it's all these bald pussies and bald pubes. It's like I think there's something that used to be in the air that ain't there no more.
Do you stop when you have a bald pussy? Are you kind of like?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. You're not doing it for me. I don't want it, is what I'm saying. I'm not like, get the fuck out of here with your bald pussy.
But going down on a chick with a lot of pussy hair it can be aggressive.
Nah, give me that.
But you gotta take your tongue and part it.
Nah, when I'm eating pussy, I wanted to feel like I'm wearing an N95 mask. You know what I mean? A properly fitted N95 mask. Give me that.
Yeah. We're this close to crowning an NBA champ, and with the action heating up on the court, it's even hotter at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered every step of the way. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more, don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down. It's super easy to get started with DraftKings if you're a first-timer. Try betting on something like a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It's that simple. Nothing better than betting on the highest stakes of all, and there's nothing like the NBA Finals, so get in on the action right now. If you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code BEARS. That's code BEARS for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. The best way to learn a language, immersion. Living where the language is spoken and using it every day. But if that's not in the cards this year, you can still learn a language the second best way, and that's with Babbel. Be a better you in 2024 with Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that actually works. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel's designed for real people, for real conversations. I love the fact that Babbel makes you spell out words and practice conversations you would actually really have. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/bears. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/bears, spelled BABBEL.com/bears. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the hair too.
Yeah, those are the porn magazines I found.
Yeah.
I wish. Can you post some pictures of Big Bush? Leanne is lightly haired. Like
Yeah,
naturally lightly haired.
Is it gray? Oh, that's personal.
No. No, it's not.
Wow.
And by the way, when it goes gray,
Yeah.
I'll make her dye it.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna fucking let her have gray pubic hair. She pointed out a gray chest hair. Okay, those are joke bushes. I want to see real pussy hair.
She's got the bush merkin.
Female bush. Oh, see there. God damn it. No. What do you guys jack off back there? Like, how do you find shit?
They got the adult filter on.
I miss those. Like, I never really hooked up with a chick with a ton of pubic hair, but I missed the videos when I was a kid. Like when you'd see like
Those are the first bushes you saw.
first bushes you saw were just, and it was like my first look of
There you
sexuality was just tons of fucking hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Nikki Glazer?
Jesus.
Does look like her, right?
I mean, now that you say it.
Wait, keep going. Whoa, look at that one.
Which one?
The one that looks like fucking Osama bin Laden.
What?
Oh, third from the right here?
No, right here. The fourth.
With the tits?
Look at that one that looks like a dude. That's a lot of pubic hair.
Yeah.
See, all those pussies are fine.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I actually don't mind them.
Get in there.
I don't mind them at all.
Yeah, it's just an adventure.
But I trim my ball hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How tight do you go?
Like close.
You do it with a razor too?
No, I do it with Manscaped. Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0.
Are they a sponsor?
No, I don't know if they are anymore, but they make a goddamn good fucking ball shaver.
It's a good trimmer, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great trimmer. I'll still use them
It
forever.
is a great trimmer, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do,
you shave your
I'll
dick?
do my inside. Yeah, I shave the shaft.
With a razor?
No, I just use that. Sometimes I'll go in if I do a good job. My dick's getting hard talking about this. Sometimes if all this conversation, sometimes I'll go in with shaving cream and a razor and shave the balls and get them right.
Yeah.
And then shave the shaft and then it looks so much bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
My dick's gotten so much better.
Better?
Like better. I don't know why.
What do you mean better?
It's gotten better. Like it was, I think when I was skinny, I thought it was a small dick, right? And then when I got fat, it was a small dick. And then when I lost weight, I was like, oh, this was not a bad dick.
Oh, so you appreciate your dick
I
more.
appreciate
That's
my dick
just
more.
Buddhism, though. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? That's Buddhism. Yeah, this is a Zen philosophy. I mean, it's the same dick. You know, it's just your perspective changed. You got skinny, you got fat, you got skinny, and you're like, this dick is great.
I don't
It's
think
just
your dick
you. It's
transformed.
you thinking about. Your dick didn't change.
It looks good now.
Yeah.
Especially if I can see it.
You can see it. That
Yeah,
helps.
like that helps.
Yeah.
Are you doing vodka now?
No.
When you couldn't see it, what would you do?
You just reach down there. And
Yeah.
go, that's still there.
You could see it, but you'd have to like.
You had to like.
Like I couldn't shave my pubic hair, so I couldn't see it. I couldn't see anything down there. Like I couldn't look over my belly to get to
So
my
you
pubic
just
hair.
going blind?
There's got to be a whole thing being a black guy that there's so much pressure. I feel like there's got to be so many black guys who are like, every time they go to hook up, they know that the woman's like, I'm about to see a fucking anaconda.
Oh yeah, I mean that used to be, but now because here's the truth is I don't think most women really want that. They be talking like that.
No, I know.
They don't want you don't want the real. You don't want the hammer for real.
Yeah, you don't want the 10 inches.
Because I'm not that guy, but it's like all of us know that guy where it's like, oh, he got a motherfucking third leg, right?
Yeah.
Most chicks ain't. They'll see that motherfucker and be like,
I don't know.
Yeah, they'll tap out. Nah.
There was one guy I knew had a real hog, and his real hog, like, and his wife. We were friends with him.
Oh, I think I met. This is in L.A.
Yeah. And his wife couldn't get all of it in her, and he couldn't get his dick in her. He could only get his head of his dick in her.
Well,
And you're like,
how you get married then?
I mean, he's got to find a gaping pussy to get happy.
She's got to let him cheat.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they do, but like it was like
guy, right? Wasn't he a big dude?
tall guy. Yeah. He had a fucking hog on him, and he couldn't get all. First of all, couldn't get all the way hard. It's too big.
I got a
That's
question.
no good.
I got a question for y'all because I ask people this. This is how comics are. As good as y'all are at comedy, you would agree you're one of the top You're both one of the top comics in the world. Are you better at comedy or fucking?
Comedy.
Oh, comedy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Comedy.
You will be shocked at who's like,
Really?
Yeah.
Who thinks they're?
My boy, you know Derek Poston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. Like, no, nigga, it's comedy. Come on. Like, there's Tom Brady fucking out there. You ain't that guy.
No.
This is the thing about men, though. Men, doesn't matter who they are, most men have the same delusions. And it's that they think that they know how to fuck, fight, be funny, and drive. And they have to have experiences to let them know. Like, all of us know that, first of all, you're lucky if you're proficient in one of them.
Don't forget parenting.
That's another
thing people think they're good at.
That's another one. But of the like the strictly male things.
Oh, right.
And then, like, I think to be proficient in one of them is incredible. Because you learn, like,
fight, drive, fuck, and what was it?
be funny.
Oh, funny, fight, drive, fuck.
Yeah. And, like, what you learn is, like, well, we're funny for a living. So even if you, like, don't think we're funny, we're proficient at it.
Right.
And there's enough people that find us funny that we can do it for a living. Right. So we're pretty funny.
I'm funny for a living. Yep.
Yeah. If you do any type of training, like martial arts training, you go to a boxing class, you get humbled real fast. You're like, oh, I don't know fucking shit.
Yeah, all that shit was up here.
Yeah. And then you think because you get angry that you know how to fight. Like, you don't know how to fight, dude.
That's interesting that anger is the thing that tells you can fight, but anger and fighting have no attachment. Nothing to do with each other.
It's a delusion.
It's because what you're really saying to yourself is, I'm at a level where I'm willing to
fight.
I'm willing to do things to you.
And therefore, I can fight. Like, you can't fight, man.
No.
Step in the ring with someone who can fight, and it's over real fucking fast.
Real quick. One leg kick will change your life.
The thing is, you don't really, you're only going to find out your level of fucking if, like, some chick's like, you know, by the way, you're the 20th best person. like she's gonna have to tell you before you figure it out. Or you're with somebody who thinks you're great, and then you should just be happy.
Well, you just know, like, bro, I watched that dude. What's his name? It's Owen something.
Yeah, Owen Gray.
Owen Gray.
He was on the podcast.
It's like you watch him fuck people, and you're like, oh, I will never be able to fuck someone like that.
No.
God, he's good.
And that's the thing that
he's got a hog.
found the one thing. One of the. He's not funny.
No, that's his thing, though.
Yeah, he can fuck.
Yeah, he can fuck. And
then the driving thing is another thing. Every dude thinks they know how to drive.
Right.
And then you get out there. Like, I remember the first time I went on a racetrack, and they're like, what's your driving experience? And I was like, you know, I can drive. And they're like, okay. And then you do like a lap, and you're like, oh, Jesus. They're like, yeah, you're an amateur, man.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing. And you're like, oh, okay.
And then you ever remember? Oh, that's one of the best experiences of my life. Bert gave me when I was on the first Fully Loaded.
Yeah.
And we went to. Remember when we were at that NASCAR track in where the fuck was it? It was somewhere in Georgia.
It was Thunder Valley.
Yeah,
in Tennessee.
Man. And they gave us. They had one of their guys drive us around the track.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's when you realize, like, oh, it's levels. And these weren't the pros. These was just the motherfuckers that worked at the track.
Instructors, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, holy shit. Like, this is crazy.
That was wild. They said to us, hey, do you guys want to drive around the track? Now, I've done that a number of times for Travel Channel, so I knew how fun it was. And I was told everyone, everyone, come on, we should go over. And everyone's like, I'm tired, I'm hungover, I'm asleep. And I was like, okay. And then I went over and did it, and I forgot how fun it was. And when I did it, I immediately called everyone. Was like, everyone needs to get the fuck over here right now. Bro, it's the greatest experience I've ever had.
It's one of the best things I've ever done.
So fun.
But it shows you there's levels to this shit.
So many.
Like there's people that are 100 times better at driving than that motherfucker. And he blew my mind.
So wait, then if you think as you were saying this, I was like, okay, so then if I was a cage fighter, like, are we as funny in the general populace? Are we more proficient in comedy, equivalent to, say, Conor McGregor is to the average person? Because I don't think so. I think those fighters are even more elite than the highest comics.
Yeah, they're more elite because I think with comedy you have the option to be elite, but you can settle.
Yeah,
you settle in there, you can get your fucking head knocked off.
Yeah, but there's a difference between funny is that with funny, your average person has like really funny moments hanging out, right? Like if you go to lunch with somebody, they can be really funny. You go, that guy's fucking funny. The difference is being funny for an audience and someone going, okay, the show starts now. And that's the thing that like the average funny dude cannot do.
That's the thing.
That's the separation. Is that you can do it in the moment for a large number of people, and you can make thousands of people laugh. And they're like, it's at 8:05. That's when you're going to do it. and you can do
Right.
it. That's the thing that so other people can't do.
Yeah, I've woken up out of a dead sleep and fucking crushed.
Yeah.
I have too.
But
But that's elite. You realize most people can't do
I know
that.
I know it is elite, but is it as elite as
Well, the stakes are different.
Right,
If you
right.
bomb, they're just going to be like, you suck.
Right.
You know? And if you bomb in the octagon, you're going to be paralyzed. You know?
man? I mean, yeah. Those dudes are on some. They are like born in the wrong century.
Yeah,
or
there's
something.
something wrong. Yeah.
To like to choose violence to get your ass beat for a living.
And their brains, their brains just get rocked.
It sucks to watch your favorite fighter just get dumber.
And
Well, they say, I heard one time Rogan say that once someone gets knocked out for real, like once you break their jaw, I mean, like you break them and you knock them unconscious, then it's all downhill from there. Like I remember him saying that, and he's like, yeah, like Justin Gaethje just got knocked out at the last fucking second by Max Holloway, and Justin Gaethje's a fucking savage. But then I saw that knockout, and I was like, oh shit, does this mean that like once you get knocked out once, you're more prone to get knocked out again?
Yeah, it changes your brain.
Yeah, I think
it changes your brain.
Your brain is like, turn it off now. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause when you hit that motherfucker, when you get knocked out like that, yeah, you're gonna stop people. It just becomes way easier.
Have you ever been knocked out?
Oh yeah,
For real?
yeah.
In a fight,
Yeah, my big brother knocked me out one time.
he knocked you. Where? What happened?
He was I was because I had left. I was in the foster homes and shit like that, and then when I came back to the home he was in, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he didn't want me to come hang with him and the older kids because they was like street dudes. You know,
Yeah.
he was like, no, stay in the house, and I was so pissed, and I said something like, you know, you're not my brother or something like that. And he was like super sensitive about it, which I did, you know, now as an adult, I look back and go, you should not have said that. Like that was the last thing you should have said. But back then I was just trying to hurt his feelings, you know? And he fucking grabbed me by the throat, and he was so much stronger than me that I couldn't fight it off. But I'm the type of dude where I'm like, oh, well then, you know what? I will burn this like I will kill both of us so I don't lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ran upstairs and I got a fucking kitchen knife, and I came downstairs with a knife, and he saw the knife and just because he is a boxer. And he just pieced me up real quick and stomped, and he was stomping. And the thing is, he knocked me out, and I wasn't unconscious.
Yeah.
But I was falling and fully aware of it and couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And he was stomping me out barefoot when my grandmother like came down and pulled him off of me.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to school the next day all knotted up and shit.
Really?
Yeah, and the thing is, he was still holding back. Like he lost it for a second, but he could have really fucked me up, and he did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that was the first time I lost a fight.
Was it just you and him?
Yeah, it was just me.
Were you fighting a lot before then?
No, we've never.
No, were you fighting with other people a lot?
Oh yeah,
You were.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, throwing hands regularly. Because you know what would happen to me is I would move so much that, you know, when you get to the new school, you know, the girls are talking about you because you're somebody new, and the already popular dudes, they want to test you, right? But you can't do shit because you'll get kicked out of your home.
Yeah.
Because like you know you already got sent from the last place, so if you get into a fight, it's a wrap, right? So it's like you hold it in, but then if you don't stand up to a bully immediately, they start thinking shit's sweet. So they want to test you and test you and test you. And I would always be in that situation. At a new school, people want to test you, and you're not saying shit, so they think you a bitch. And then eventually you're like, I'm gonna have to handle this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would happen like that all the time.
Really?
And you were winning all those fights though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I didn't give a fuck. Like I was really I'm lucky that I didn't really seriously hurt somebody. I've hit motherfuckers with I put like a soda can in my sock and bust a motherfucker in the head with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up like I'm gonna make sure you don't fuck with me again.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
That's how you do it.
When was the last fight you were in?
Man, it's been a long time. This was when maybe I don't know 6 years ago. The last like actual like I'm in danger. Yeah. I was working the door at a pub, and I'll never forget this motherfucker him and his girl came to the club, and he didn't have his ID, and they lived across the street, and so he was like, all right, I'm gonna go grab my ID, blah blah blah, and he was gone for like an hour and a half, and his girl kept coming outside more and more fucked up. You know, it was one of the things where she kept telling me the same story again, so I knew she was fucked up.
Yeah.
And the last time she came outside, she left her purse and shit on my little table that was sitting beside me. And then he started walking across the street again. She came out to talk to me again, tell me the same fucking story again. And he ran up behind her and like picked her up and like ran around with her, like, you know, like cute couple shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he came back to put her back down, I went to go, hey, you left your, and this motherfucker just sucker punched me, knocked my head right into the side of the,
What?
Yeah, knocked my head into the edge of the door frame. And I got up and slammed his ass. And this is like Adams Avenue in San Diego. So like the cops are, it's basically like 6th Street where all the bars are there.
Yeah.
The cops came out of fucking nowhere, everywhere. And it was the first time that a cop was like on my side.
Right.
Yeah, because I slammed him, hit him with a couple elbows, and the cop was like, stop. And I fucking stopped. And he was like, what happened? I told him what happened. And he was like, you got some licks in? I was like, yeah. He was like, you know you can't do that. And I was like, all right. He was like, what you want to do? I'm like, fuck, get this motherfucker out of here. Yeah. But the whole time I was punching this motherfucker, he was like, he immediately went from sucker punching me to, what's happening? What are you doing? Like a little bitch.
Yeah. Was he fucked? Did he get fucked up in his hour and a half away? Is that what was he like?
I think that's what happened. He ended up beating the shit out of that girl like a few months later and like getting arrested for it.
Really?
Yeah. She was gorgeous too.
Wow.
He was one of these schlubby dudes. But yeah,
What did she say to him?
I think he just had a fucking drinking problem.
What did she do to provoke him?
Yeah, that was the last time I ever like felt like
Yeah,
I
it'd
was
be crazy if you were violent, like a violent drinker.
Yeah, I'm so far removed
I
from
know.
that. I don't even get an attitude when I drink. I kind of just turn into a better person.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, pass me that vodka. I got to get on a plane today. I wouldn't mind a little
You know, some ice.
flying to Boston. Yeah, ice and the But yeah, I don't get
When last time you
violent.
been in a fight?
It's been a very long time.
You, Tom?
Middle school.
Damn. I think I'm too old for it now because I feel like even if I won the fight, it would take me forever to recover.
You'd be shocked. The last fight I got in, I got pretty beat up. I was in college and had to go to the hospital.
Did you deserve it?
No, I don't think I did.
What started it?
I wrote a song about all the guys in our fraternity. And we just made fun of everyone, like roasting them. And one of the guys didn't get it. He was like, you know, he just doesn't get, certain people don't get comedy, they get angry.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, like, it's funny, I've always joked with cage fighters, and you can always tell the ones that get comedy. Like Nate Diaz gets comedy. Like he gets it. Like all the jokes I've ever made, Israel Adesanya gets comedy. And then there's certain cage fighters, that they don't get comedy. They get confrontation. And so you just don't make jokes about those guys. You're like, I'm gonna stay away from that fucking guy. This was that guy.
Or you make jokes and you carry a pistol.
Or you just go like, and I learned that then. I was like, I made jokes about everyone in the fraternity, and everyone fucking loved it. They were like excited that they got included. This joke I made about the guy wasn't that bad, and we were really good friends. And he came up. It was finals, and he came up, and I was like, hey, what's up? I didn't even know he was that mad. I didn't think he was really mad because jokes weren't that bad, and he was like, don't let me fucking see you. And I was like, oh, come on, we're not going to do this. Like, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And he was like, I'll fucking kill you. And in my head, I was like, how bad could this be? And it was pretty bad. He fucking grabbed me, suplexed me onto my head, knocked unconscious. I think I swallowed my tongue, or I started to swallow my tongue, because I woke up with his hand in my mouth. Oh. And I think he was trying to get my tongue out of my mouth, out of my throat. I think. I was knocked unconscious. Everything's a little blurry. He was crying in a corner. Everything's a blur because I was knocked unconscious. And then I just got up. I didn't know what happened. I got up and I got in my sister's car. She lived in Tallahassee too. I was driving her car. And I started driving on campus knowing I had a test to go to. But I didn't know where. I couldn't figure out how to get around campus. And I parked the car in this weird spot. And I walked into someone's classroom.
You're fully concussed.
Fully concussed. And I was confused. And I sat in the classroom, and everyone's like, who can we help you? And I was like, I have a test. And they were like, you're not in this class. And then I walked into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and I couldn't, everything was like going like this, like, who are you? Who are you? Like, who are you? It was repeating. And I was like, and then I went out into the campus, and I sat down on a park bench, and I started crying because I couldn't figure out, my thoughts were everywhere, and I couldn't like focus them. And this girl that I knew saw me and said, are you okay? And I said, I think I got beat up. And I said, I don't know what happened, but I can't figure out. I'm like, I'm really lost. I'm really confused. And immediately everyone thought I'd done drugs because they really, that was my personality. She's like, what did you take? What are you on? And I said, I think I'm sober. I don't know. But I can't use my brain's not working. She drove me out to Tallahassee Memorial or wherever. And they asked me where I went to school. And I said, Jesuit high school. And they were like, did you? And then my roommate came up and they're like, yo, someone beat him up. And they're like, what? And I was like, they're like, who's the president? I was like George Bush, and Clinton was the president.
Oh, damn.
Did that kid get in trouble?
No.
Nothing happened?
Nope. Didn't even pay my hospital bills. Yeah, he got in trouble. I think that what sucks is that our friends, once you beat someone up like that, your friends all go, oh, I don't like you. And all his friends were like, oh, you're gross.
Yeah.
And I think it fucked him up. I know it fucked him up. He came up and tried to apologize to me one night at a bar, and I was like, oh, like, here's the thing about accepting apologies. You can accept them, but you can also say, I also don't ever want to be your friend. I can just go, we're good, but I know who you are now. And I think it fucked him up. I think especially it's got to fuck him up now because I'm super famous for doing what made him the most angry in his life.
Yeah. Fuck your apology. I want revenge.
See, I knew this guy. I told you. He liked revenge.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that apology. You almost killed me because you sensitive, bitch ass.
It's crazy. I'm not good at roasts.
But what if that's what made you funny?
I'm getting drops on my head.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I gotta be honest with you. I think it did make me funnier because after I got dropped on the head, I started seeing the world differently. I'm being serious. Like I got a little more impulsive. Like I went to Russia right after that. And like
you had frontal cortex damage.
Yeah. And I really feel like I felt like I thought faster and quicker. Man,
so you owe him a shout out.
I think it's something about that, man. My mother recently, when your parents get older, they start telling you shit. We like, oh shit, you could have kept that in the tuck, right?
Yeah.
My mother recently told me that when she was banging my father sneakily as a teenager, he snuck in her window one time and didn't realize that I was on the bed and knocked me off the bed, and I landed on, I hit smack on the floor, and I was like, oh, because I got a lot of fucking dents and shit.
Yeah.
But the first one was my dad. It was how I got the scar. One of the scars on my forehead was my dad knocking me off the bed trying to sneak in and get some pussy.
No
shut up. How old was your dad?
I think my dad was 18. My mother was 16. Or something like that.
Did she give you up for adoption?
No. It wasn't like that. It was like she left me with her mother because her mother was with abusive people, and she burned the last motherfucker with an iron, And then when she saw her mother like brought him home again, she fucked. I can't do this anymore. She left, but she left us there because he didn't. She wouldn't let him put his hands on us.
Yeah.
So she knew we were safe there, and she was young and broke, so she couldn't take two kids to be broke.
Yeah.
So it was that kind of situation, and then we ended up being taken from her, from our grandmother.
God damn it, man! You realize I can't wrap my head around that. I've grown up with such a soft life.
I keep it pushing, bro. Because you know why? It's because what it gave me is because I firmly believe every fucking thing. Every time you get rid of a fear, you get rid of a filter, right? And I think it makes your art better.
Have the fear?
No, to get rid of, to conquer it, because it's almost like, as soon as you're going, what will my mom say? What will my wife say? It's almost like there's a seasoning you're not allowed to cook with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as soon as you're like, fuck what my mom talking about, then this opens up this whole spice cabinet of, shit you can talk about and things you can say. And so I've never been paralyzed by like, what are my parents going to say?
That's a big thing.
If they hear this joke, what are they going to say? Because all my friends think like that sometimes, and I don't get it at all. But they're like, but my mom. I'm like, but fuck your mom. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, my mom don't tell me what to fucking do. She knows better. She don't tell me what to say and none of that shit. You know what I mean? I don't play that. Nah. This is my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I listen to her opinion, but I'm not like going to just not say something for the sole reason that it's going to bother them.
Yo, you're right. A lot of comedians, myself included, sometimes have been like, oh, what will they think?
And listen, motherfucker, if you waiting on an inheritance, you got to protect the bag. It's like if your parents paying your bills, you got to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah.
God, I wish I'd known there was going to be no inheritance. I would live so differently.
Really?
I would live so fucking differently. No, I'm the inheritance.
I knew from the moment I was born there wasn't ain't nobody leaving me shit.
Did you ever think people were gonna leave you money?
Not anything significant.
Oh, I had money fucking waiting for me.
Really?
I thought so.
Really?
I didn't understand how money worked, so I thought that I didn't, and I was like, well, my dad didn't have money until I was like in college. So like but after college he made money, and I was like, I wonder what I'll get. Like it's a really creepy thought.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wonder what I'll get. And I had an uncle that had money. I was like, I wonder, and they're all still alive.
That had real inheritance. Real inheritance.
Man, that's gotta be nice.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
then
it sound
tied to
fucking
things though.
awesome?
It was tied to like certain things they had to do. You know, these are like generational wealth people, where it was like you have to.
There's a bunch of motherfuckers out there in dentist school and shit.
Yeah,
They
yeah. You
fucking
have
wanna
to
blow
follow
their
this
brains
path.
out.
Yeah, and then you get your trust kicks in. Like I heard all these.
I got a crazy one. You want to hear a crazy inheritance story? I can't really say names, but I'll tell you the names after. Our friend gets a call. Yo, your uncle died. Okay, what's that mean? You need to help take care of his wife, your aunt. You're the last living ancestor she has. So you need to take care of her. And as she's doing this, she realizes, this is crazy. I guess I'm going to inherit whatever she has, but she doesn't think anything of it. She's like, I just got to square her away, get her into whatever home caring that she needs to be in. Goes up and realizes this woman's worth $40 million.
No shit.
But in the process of this is like, and honestly, I saw that person the other day, and they still can't wrap their head around it because also the person's still alive.
They're still alive.
They're still alive, and the person goes. The person also has money. They're like, I don't really need the money, but like when this person dies, we're gonna inherit crazy money, and our life is gonna change over fucking night. And I think it's crazy because I think this person will live long enough that they will get to compartmentalize exactly what they will and won't do, because that money for like $40 million can fuck your life up. Like it can, like look, I'm sure these people are like millionaires. They make $1 million a year. It's a lot of money. But when you all of a sudden get a splash of $40 million, you're like, yo, no one has to work again. Like no one has to show up for work. Like that's fucking wild. It's crazy to have been witnessed. And then like, because I would have handled it if we found out Leanne had an aunt that had $40 fucking million.
Yeah, that would fuck me up for sure.
Do you know what I'm inheriting? Outboard motors. My father-in-law has about 750 antique outboard motors.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Like for boats?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh.
They're useless. My father-in-law he collects outboard motors from the 1920s.
Dude, my dad had this 1950s car that I saw, like one day it was just in his garage, and I was like, what the fuck is this? He's like, this was my car in high school. And I was like, no shit. It was fucking really cool looking car, right? And I was like, oh man, he goes, this will be yours one day. And this is like 15 years ago. So I would go back and visit, and I would see the car, and I was like, I can't believe this was your car in high school. This is fucking nuts, man. And it has like a really delicate shifter, you know? And and I took it on a couple drives with him. I was like, well, this is rad. And then I would come, every time I would like, visit them, I would see it, and I'd be like, it'll be mine one day. And then right before he died, like whatever, 6 months before I'm visiting him, and I go, hey, where's the car? He's like, oh, I sold it. And I go, I thought that was for me. And he was like, yeah, I sold it. And I was like,
Damn.
oh, okay. So do I not get it? He's like, well, no, it's gone. And I was like, cool. He goes, you can buy it from them though. And I was, the fuck is that? That's not an inheritance, dude. That was the only thing I was going to get from you, man.
Both of your parents cold-blooded.
Yeah, I know.
I never met your father, but your mother's a motherfucking piece of work.
She is. No, he was way sweeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was way sweeter. He was just like, he was always like oblivious. He's like, oh yeah, I did tell you that would be yours. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, but he hung out with my mom.
It's good.
It's good as Mexican Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. How close did you guys think? Were you worried I was going to die for real?
I thought it's definitely reasonable to think about.
For real?
Well, that you would get into some, like if somebody had been like, Bert died, I wouldn't be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, was I?
Well, I just thought because my first time actually like partying with you was that Fully Loaded tour, and I was just like, I couldn't believe how much you could party and not be dying.
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget this moment where we're on the bus and I'm like, is it any water in here? And it was just beer.
Yeah.
Like it was like 500 beers on this bus and not
water.
a single fucking bottle of water. And I was like, what's the closest thing to water? And it was a grapefruit thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't have grapefruit. And Bert went, oh, are you on this medication? I was like, holy shit. Like we on the same medication. I gotta fucking make a change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that serious.
It's how hard you can push it. But yeah, you got pretty bad, dude. You got pretty bad.
I'm not disciplined enough to.
Well, name a comic that if you found out they were dead, you wouldn't be surprised. Like Ralphie was that guy for a long time.
If I found out they was dead,
you'd be surprised. And then name a comic that if you found out they were dead, you'd be like, no fucking way.
Well, if I found out Joe died, I would be shocked.
I would be
like from a health thing.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be a health thing.
Yeah, but somebody that's like super, because this is the era of the healthy comic.
Yeah,
yeah, it is the era of the healthy comic.
Who's got a severe problem? Like nobody that I care about. Not that I can think off the top of my head where I'm like, because I usually stop fucking with those people. Like once you show me that you. Because you can drink, you can have a drinking problem, you can have a cocaine problem, but when you can't lock in when it's showtime, I can't fuck with you because you gonna pull me away from.
Yeah.
Because I'm always afraid that it's gonna all go away.
Everyone is.
I'm not at that point where I'm comfortable, and so I don't want to be around people that don't give a fuck because they gonna have you in situations where you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So all the people, there's a lot of people that I would.
Tony Hinchcliffe, if he died in like a gay murder pack suicide. I'd be like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that tracks.
Nah.
Red Band. If Red Band died, Red Band was the one that was like the canary in the mine. When he looks at me, he goes, "Oh, you don't look as bad as Reddit says." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "They say you're gonna die." Yeah. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You don't read Reddit?" And I was like, "I don't read anything, Red Band." And he was like, "Oh, everyone says you're gonna die, but you don't look that bad." And I was like,
"Wow."
I was like, "Okay, you're the only one in here that says I don't look bad." I was like, Brian, maybe both of us need rehab.
Yeah. What about the big dude from Are You Garbage?
Foley?
I don't know him that well, but he's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going down.
He's losing weight. He's doing the 5K.
Dude, everyone's losing weight. Bro, Jelly Roll's losing weight.
Jelly Roll's down 75 pounds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everyone, I think health is sexy. I think if you look healthy and you show health to someone, it looks fucking awesome.
And the thing is, if Joe fuck with you, you can't be around him without him saying something about it.
Oh,
at some point he gonna be like, "Hey, bro."
Yeah.
That is the number one thing I think that would drive Joe nuts about me was my lifestyle, my partying, and my like getting overweight. Because he doesn't see you as that. He sees you as skinny. He sees you as your best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, I'd be like, yeah, I remember one time I was like, yeah, I'm working on losing weight. And he's like, what are you doing? I said, Joe, I stopped ordering apps. And he was like, what the fuck did you just say?
No more appetizers?
Yeah, no more appetizers. And I'm down to one meal. I just ordered one meal.
Yeah, you can get real fat boy status on the apps.
Yeah,
you ever I was talking to Stavros about this. You ever have 2 or 3 Uber Eats all coming so you can mix and match? Like I want the sauce from Chick-fil-A, but I want the fries from Golden Tiger.
Yeah.
That shit really make you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there, man. I've been.
Dude, last night Christina was gone and I put the boys to sleep. And they're at that age where, it hits them that like people die.
Oh, wow.
So they start to get like,
Ooh.
So the young one, the 5-year-old, puts on this sweater that it's Christina's. And he goes, when mom dies, I'm going to get this. And I go, yeah. And then he goes, I don't want mom to die. And I go, oh, she's not going to die. He goes, I don't want mom to die. I go, no, she's not going to die, man. And then Ellis, my older boy, he goes, I don't want mom or dad to die. Oh. And then the 5-year goes, yeah, mom. And I go, hey, fucker, I'm here too. And he's like, yeah, but mom's the best. She gives hugs.
Oh. He's like, if I had to choose.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had to choose, I'd let Tom die before Push. Like if I was one of their kids.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
I'm not going to fucking, I'd rather, she's very sweet with those boys. Those are her boys. Those are her boys.
That's true.
Those are her boys.
No, they'd be better off.
Like Leanne, those my daughters are Leanne's children. They're not my children. They're Leanne's children. Like I show up but like I'm just another one of her kids. I'm the equivalent to one of her dogs or a cat. Like
Right.
I'm not.
Well, it makes sense because it's like it's like because they don't understand money yet.
Yeah.
They get everything from her.
Yeah.
Right? They don't understand that it actually all comes from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that she's useless in the entire fucking relationship.
Like,
without me, they're nothing.
It's like she hands it to you, but I bought it.
Yeah, they are absolutely fucking nothing. They are fucking. If when Kurt Cobain died, I'm Kurt Cobain in that family. Look, she can go start another band, start the Foo Fighters, have fun, marry another man, but you have to marry another man. Or your band can't exist. I'm fucking Kurt Cobain.
But here's the truth: the money comes from you, but she knows what to get. She knows what to buy, right?
Oh, I really honestly don't even know how much money we have, and I don't know what we can afford or why we buy certain things. And I just go, can we afford that? She was like, yeah. And I go, okay, then you can do it. Because I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
See, I know for a fact that he's the opposite.
Of course.
Because I know you think like Tom is like, no, I need to know where every motherfucking penny at.
That's why he has more money than I do. With that, and he's a tax evader, and he moved to this city. But no, I know. I mean, I don't even know how much money I have, but I know Tom has more.
And I don't pay a manager.
And you don't pay a manager?
Right.
Oh, fuck. And it's like, he's smart with his fucking money, and that came from him and his dad.
No, you know what I realized? I always thought I was bad with money, and then I realized recently I just didn't have enough money.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
real.
That's fucking fascinating.
I'm still just as bad with money, but like I can afford to be as bad as with money as I am now.
How much money do you think is like, if you signed a deal for ... you'd be like, I'm fucking good for the rest of my life? Netflix calls up.
Probably 40 million.
40 fucking million.
50 million. Like, well, I'm like, well, I don't never got to do another fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 40 million.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because then
Do you know, it was for me when I was 26 years old, I thought, if I could make $1 million, I'll be good.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
I know.
I was like,
that's not enough.
Everything changes.
Because you know what it is. What you don't calculate is, because it's different if you and a family of rich people, right? But if you the breadwinner, you know, especially if you have a single mom, that's another kid.
That's another kid.
Yep, you got kids to take care of. You got a single mother. You got to take care of them. Because that's the first thing I had to do is buy mom a house. I probably pay off my siblings' houses. I probably pay off their ex-wives' houses.
God, that's such a black thing to do.
What, pay off ex-wives' houses?
No, buy people houses. Like, that's not a white thing at all. No, not at all.
Because y'all already got houses y'all be inheriting.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's different.
Like, it's something that I find very endearing, but I cannot connect with when they go, I bought my mom a house.
So
like,
you didn't buy your mom a house? Where she
already had a house.
She had a house.
Right.
She had a house.
Yeah,
like, I grew up in a house.
My mom ain't living in no apartment.
Yeah.
No,
But it's like, it seems like a cultural thing to do. It's like, take care of your parents, like, set everyone up. Like,
the white thing is like, oh, fuck them. They're fine. Yeah.
I got pissed off when I found out I was the inheritance. When I found out I make more money than all them, and now all the fucking dreams I had of not working, they have about me and waiting for me to die.
Right. Well, you spoil your mom, though.
Absolutely.
She doesn't feel like it.
It's never enough. She's going to Europe, fucking Paris.
For real?
Yeah, I'm fucking sending her all 5-star shit. And then she's like, what about the next month?
She's making man.
Can I?
Then she has the balls to be like, I need an iPhone. I'm like, what
I'm like,
the
Mom,
fuck
listen,
are you
as weird as
talking
it
about?
is, you ask me for one more thing, you're going to have to give me some pussy. Because you ain't doing shit for me. You acting like I owe you
Look, we got to wrap.
Wait, hold on. Can we pitch a segment where you send your mom to Europe, and I'll go a week before her and set up the most amazing trip she's ever had. She won't know about it.
Yeah.
Like we'll cast actors and we'll Truman Show her trip to Europe.
I've always wanted to Truman Show her. I've always wanted to Truman Show her.
Dude, that's fascinating.
I really do.
Yeah, I'll go a week before.
She's
and I'll
the
just
person
set up
to do it
everything.
to.
And then they'll be like, hey, can you come back into the kitchen and make a pizza? And they'll be like, this is the best pizza we've ever had made. You should make the best pizza.
I want people to, because it happens sometimes to be like, are you the lady from the fart? And then she's like, Jesus, because people stop her sometimes. Like, oh, I saw your fart video.
We'll get
And
a guy.
mortifies her.
We'll get a guy to come over and be like,
The news. I want the news to be like, you're the lady from the fart. Like, you're here. Are you gonna fart again?
you could set this up.
Yeah.
You could set this up.
You got to catch a flight. So we
Oh
gotta,
fuck! I gotta go. I gotta go. All right, love you
Brian,
guys.
love you. Thank you for
Brian,
doing
I love
this.
you
Thank
to
you.
death, brother.
Don't forget,
And go
live-
see Bottom of the Barrel. Is
Bottom Barrel every Tuesday at the Mothership, live from the Mothership on Netflix. Come see me on tour, BrianSimpsonComedy.com.
Bam. Bang, bang.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.